We just covered all of the violent stuff that's going on in Ireland and in Portland in America, and obviously this is going. There's probably many other areas you could mention as well. The silent atrocities that go on along the world every other day. One other one that's not so silent at the moment is the genocide and the massacres that are going on in Nigeria against Christians on the daily, purely for being Christians, right? There's the Uyghur Muslims in China. My feelings on Islam, my feelings on, Muslims in this country and all the rest of it and all that, right? But again, what the Chinese government are doing to Uyghur Muslims in that area is truly incomprehensibly evil. All manner of atrocity going on at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously as well, one thing I've started to change my sort of perspective on a little bit. It was one of the things that me and John talked about a lot in our conversation as well. Was what's going on in Gaza at the moment. My perspective has certainly began to change on that a little bit, especially with the stuff John highlighted about when his experience in the forces, for example, how that's played into his views on maybe what the Israeli government did on October the 7th with stand-down orders and all the rest of it, right? The scale of obviously the destruction that's gone on in Gaza, it's not nice. It's not nice, obviously, and kids losing limbs, kids, the ones that are actively, starving and all the rest of it. Don't like it when you see, mind, I will say this, don't still like it when you see that there's so many fat adults in Gaza, it seems, right? And then they name a cafe after the Nova Festival. Obviously, I think this is a classic case, in my opinion, of where the enemy of your enemy doesn't necessarily mean that the person's your friend. Right, I think with regards to what's going on out there at the moment, there's disgusting, heinous things that are obviously going on both sides, right? And not saying that the two are necessarily equivalent or whatever. I'm not in a position to make that judgment. But in terms of Britain's stance on it, see why people just say we shouldn't be involved in any way. We should not be involved. Give me 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody's at the door. All right, all good. It'd just be a delivery, and I kind of forgot where I was. What I was talking about. Let's go on with this thing. Here we go. Phone won't stop bloody beeping, man. So, I was saying, yeah, with regards to the British perspective on that issue, I can see why I don't think either side are our friends, right? I don't think because we have a checkered history with Israel, for example. You got to look at the heinous atrocities of the Sergeant's Affair, right? Obviously, they armed Argentina during the Falklands, right? Deliberately. They, one of the spokespeople for Israel recently said that the British have a special place in hell, right, for supposedly turning on Israel and all of these things, right? They literally said that to Tommy Robinson's face in what has increasingly seemed to have turned out as more and more of a humiliation tour. So I know how a lot of people are experiencing that way. A lot of people are trying to defend it and so on. It's not easy to defend, it has to be said. So a lot of things I'm questioning, put it that way. A lot of things that my perspective has broadened on a lot. But one thing which perspective I don't think really should be broadening on, and anybody that's trying to broaden it is trying to do so to, again, contribute to cover-ups and so on. But like I was saying, I don't believe because we have, one side has never been our friend, that instantly means the other side is our friend, right? We had attacks on both sides when we had the mandate in that area of the world. We had, Jewish right-wing terror groups. We had Palestinian terror groups. Everyone in that region seemed to hate us as much as they were hating each other. So I say we just leave them to it. I would say, we would just leave them to it. If there are actually genuine atrocities occurring, then keep sounding the alarm on it. Might take a while to get through to people like me, right? We're increasingly skeptical, right? And maybe at one point would have been more biased to one side. But again, if it is the truth, it will stand on its own merit and just keep saying it, keep saying it and keep providing evidence for it. If you enjoyed that clip, then make sure to go on over to the Voice of the Valleys X page at VOT_Valleys on X. We're also on Instagram at Voice of the Valleys. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Godspeed.